Hey, what's up everyone? How you guys doing today? Hope you guys are doing awesome. Where's my camera? Dear friends, my camera's not working. Hold on a second. My camera be broken. Let me try something really fast. Properties. There we go. Now we got her. I'm telling you, the streaming software is often crazy. It's always doing something crazy that messes the whole thing up. I don't know. We'll get the old camera situated there, and yeah. We got a question and answer for you guys today, so if you got questions, we might have some answers. Thank you for coming out to my crazy live stream. Let me make sure I get this thing on live chat, and ba-bam, I see we got Isaac. What's up, Isaac? What's up, Morgan? How you guys doing today? I appreciate everybody coming out. Thank you, thank you. How's everyone's day going? All right. I'll tell you what, I was playing the new Ultimate Phantom with the Scourgus. That's probably about one of the craziest hangar setups I've ever seen in my life. It's just crazy. Not hangar setups, but robot setups. I don't know if I was going up against some squishy people or what it was, but it was just obliterating everything. Those Scourges are crazy. And then I got out the Ultimate Calamities and played those. And I'm going to tell you what, they're just freaking nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Probably some of the scariest weapons I've played so far. Isaac, glad you're doing good, bud. What's up, Summit? Keju, what's up, bud? Nice to see ya. Sutter Shanny, hello, hello. I'm probably saying your guys' names wrong. I apologize. But if you got some questions, get them in there. We're here to answer you guys' game questions today. Isaac, I'm doing good, bud. Thank you. I can't complain too much. And if I did, nobody would care anyways. At least I wouldn't think so. At least I wouldn't think so. But I'll tell you what. Beacon games, right? It's amazing how many people go into beacon games and they drop in snipers and they just camp in the back corner the whole game and they don't get any beacons. Like, one of the biggest things I see that's a problem is people quitting games or people going into beacon games and not grabbing beacons. Like, I see it all the time. It's terrible. I don't understand why somebody's going to go into a beacon game and not do anything. Like, go play team deathmatch, go play free for all. If all you want to do is fight, just play those game modes, you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense for somebody to drop into a beacon game and just stand in the back corner for 10 minutes and shoot at people. Well, I mean, that's how you lose games. That is how you lose games. Alright, what's good, Seraph or Siren? So Seraph and Siren are both pretty interesting robots. They're both very squishy and they die very easily. So they're both robots that you have to play very carefully. Out of the two, personally, I do think I like these. I kind of like the Seraph a little bit better. It's a little bit more fun. But the thing with the Seraph is you want to make sure you always land behind cover. You always stay behind cover. Then when you go up in the air, you can attack. So Siren does have more firepower. Siren's one of those robots that definitely has more firepower, but it's not as fun to play in my opinion. So I think it's really going to be personal preference. Now, which one's actually better? I would say probably the Siren's the better robot, but the other one's a little more fun, I would say. So hopefully that kind of helps you decide. I don't think either one's great. I mean, neither one would be my top choice to put in my hangar. But if I had to choose between the two, man, that's a very hard choice. I mean, if I had to choose one or the other, I would probably go with the Siren just because I'm a little better at playing the Siren than I am the Seraph at the moment, but they're both about on par with each other in my opinion, just a little bit different. All right, so Edward, how's it going? Nice to see ya. Morgan wants to know what's the defense against the Scourge. I mean, basically, if you're being shot with a Scourge, get back to cover. If you have a physical shield or something like that, I mean, I don't know. There's no real counter to the Scourge, if that's what you're asking. If you're being shot with a Scourge, just try not to get shot. That's the best I can say, unfortunately, because those things are crazy, crazy powerful. If there's a bunch of little Scourging Ultimate Calamity robots out there, just learn to use cover, I guess. Honestly, I feel like they're a little too powerful, so if you get those, they're completely insane, that's for sure. They're completely insane. Alright, Isaac wants to know, what do I think about the new Mauler Titan? Alright, so I find test servers, I say this in almost every stream because I find test servers to be very inaccurate. They're really designed for testing. They're not really designed for figuring out what something's going to be like. Now, on the test server, I think it's a cool robot. I think it's a cool idea. Now, what it's going to be like when it goes live may be very, very different, right? You don't have pilots on the test server. You don't have this. You don't have that. They don't feel the same. I can't really gauge what something's going to be like. I mean, for example, when the Sirius Titan came out, it was a beast on the test server, but when it went live, nobody wanted to play it because it was kind of boring and lame and wasn't that great. Now they buffed it a couple of times and it's pretty good again, but just because something is great or bad on the test server doesn't mean it's going to be the same when it goes live. So it's still way too early to tell. But I think it's a cool idea. I think it's a cool Titan, but we won't know for sure until it's on the live server. But, you know, I would really like to see a new Brawling Titan, so I hope when it goes live that it's actually going to be awesome. I hope it's going to be like super awesome when it goes live, but we'll find out. We will find out. What do I think about the new Mauler Titan? Yep, just answered that one. Insidious, what's up, buddy? He says, hey, Danny, how are things going? You know, same old, you know, playing some Warbots, doing some stuff, making some videos, doing some YouTube and some other thingy-dingies and some thingy-dingies after that, and some more stuff. Somebody's asking what's the weak link, I can't talk today, in their hangar. I don't really do hangar reviews, but I'll take a really quick look at it. Robot-wise, I mean, bottom line is what's important is to have robots, and then, you know, weapons always change, but there's a lot of robots that'll be great for years and years and years if you play them correctly. But weapons, unfortunately, there's only a few weapons here and there that seem to stay 100% relevant for years and years and years. So I'll take a really quick look at it. Is this an old video? Chemobog, yeah, this is an old video, my friend. This is gameplay from I don't even know how many years ago. Super old school gameplay. Probably from like 90 years ago. Nah, probably about 4 years ago, actually. Any Titan weapon nerfs upcoming? Alright, so Summit, as far as I know, there are no planned nerfs coming. Now, I can't guarantee you that they're not going to be making changes, but as of right now, all of the nerf and buff lists and stuff that have been going around are fakes. Pixonic says, nope, those aren't real, so we don't know if they're planning on changing anything, but at the moment it sounds like there's no changes being proposed. But that doesn't mean they might not change their mind, or they might just surprise us with something. But as of right now, there are no confirmed nerfs or buffs coming up that I know about, unless I've missed something that they've recently talked about. So now the question is, how do I find... Oh my god. This game and all the pop-ups drive me nutso! Alright, let me figure out how to find your hangar really quick without inviting you to a game. I know there's a player search somewhere in the game, but I forget how to get to it. There it is. Alright, so... weak link in your hangar. I would say definitely the Mars and the Ophion are just kind of so-so. I mean, you got a Dagon that's really good. You got a Lynx that's good. Ochikochi good. Mars is just too darn squishy. And well, Ophion, I mean, you can still do pretty good with an Ophion if you really know what you're doing, but it's too squishy for my taste, right? Everybody else is running shield breakers these days, so I think the Ophion and the Mars could probably be replaced. You know, with the rest of the stuff, pretty much keep doing what you're doing. So that's my opinion on that really quick there. Alright, so Isaac says, Danny, isn't the map rework looks awesome. You know what, I'm actually really looking forward to that map being reworked. Like, I'm personally like, hey, new stuff on the map. Like, if they get rid of those dumb beams in the center that you jump into the center beacon, you always get stuck on them. That'll be amazing. So that's something, that's the main thing I'm excited for, is get rid of those dumb beams. Get those things out of there. Remove those from the horrible map. Like, I actually don't like the hanger. There's two problems I have with the hanger. Number one, there's too much cover. Number two, those dumb things are in the way. So, I don't know. What do you guys think about the map? Have you guys got on the test server and looked at the new map yet? But I do like the fact that they remove those little beams in the center that you get stuck on all the time. Brandon Eller in the house. What's up, buddy? I'm just reading through to see if I can find any more questions that you guys asked. Alright, why is the Curry still not nerfed? Bottom line is, people were getting really upset that they were nerfing stuff constantly, right? All the time they're nerfing this, nerfing that, nerfing the other thing. So people spend a bunch of money and, you know, to get robots and level them up and stuff like that, and then they nerf them down, then everybody gets upset. So my understanding is they're not going to be doing nerfs very often anymore. At least that's the plan at the moment, if I understand it correctly. So nerfs are going to be a lot less often. So when something comes out, it's probably going to be pretty darn good for quite a while before they finally go and rebalance it. Now, honestly, I've never had a problem with rebalances. I think rebalances are fine as long as they don't kill something off. Like, if they make something really, and it's like this overpowered, right? I can understand actually toning it down to where it's balanced, but the thing I've always hated about the rebalance is that sometimes instead of balancing it, they kill it off to where it's not even usable anymore. So that's the problem I've had with a lot of the rebalances, is not all rebalances are actually balanced. But if you look at some of these things, I mean, they've nerfed the Ochikochi, what, like 3 or 4 times now, and it's still really good. So that robot's pretty balanced. Like, if you know how to play it, it's great, but, you know, it's not what it used to be. When the Ochikochi came out, it was a nightmare. You couldn't do nothing with it. Like, Curry doesn't bother me. Right now, the only couple of things that bother me are the Raptors. These Raptors are just way too strong. I mean, you can't kill the Raptors. They're just crazy. They're crazy. Alright, he says, Dagon Mark II or a Raptor at level 10 Mark 1? You really want to get all of your stuff to Mark II, right? That's the goal. Pick the one you like best and let's stick with that one, right? Personally, I would say the Raptor is the strongest robot in the game right now, but generally, if you're trying to get into Champion League, or if you're in Champion League, you want to start getting all of your robots at least to Mark II. Once everything hits Mark II, that's when I would really focus on weapons. Just start Mark IIing your weapons, Mark IIing your robots, and then start leveling up the weapons to like Mark II 6 or something like that, Mark II 8. So you always want to keep the weapons a little bit higher than the robots. If you don't have the firepower and the durability, you're kind of screwed. A lot of guys will just level up the robots and keep the weapons low. They'll have like Mark II level 6 robots with level 3 weapons, and it's like you're going to get your butt kicked because your weapons are not ready. They are not ready. So yeah, you got to have your hanger set up correctly, but I mean, I guess pick the one that you like best. The Raptor is probably the craziest robot in the game right now. The Dagon's probably got the most firepower or close to it, so It's really personal preference on that one. They're both really, really good, so pick the one you like better to level up next. Dodge Jab, hello, hello. Dodge says the Curry needs a turret nerf. Yeah, you know, Curry doesn't bother me at all. Like, I have no problem fighting against Curries. I have no problem playing the Curries. Like, they don't bother me. Like, I think they're a little bit too strong, but I don't really think that the Curry is currently like crazy overpowered. Like, it's a little overpowered, but it's not like overpowered. So I'm a big fan of the Curry. I think they're really fun. But what I don't like is the Raptor. The Raptor is a very unfair robot. I mean, they just oh my god, the Raptor is just too much. Like, that thing is too much. You can't kill him if somebody's got him set up correctly. What's up, King? How you doing today? Nice to see ya. But I don't know. I don't really feel like the Curry needs that much of a nerf. I do feel like the Raptor could use a little bit of one, though. Elon, how's it going? Nice to see ya. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for stopping by. Edward says, my Curries are my main bots, but I am having so much fun with my Phantom. Oh yeah, Phantom's awesome. Edward, do you have the ultimate or the regular Phantom? Michael says, what is your favorite ultimate bot? Alright, so my favorite ultimate bot, that's a hard choice because I really enjoy playing the ultimate Al June. I really like playing the ultimate Phantom, and I really like playing the ultimate Fenrir. I do feel like the ultimate Fenrir is probably about the best robot in the game because it's just so unbelievably hard to kill. Like, it's like the tank of all tanks. That robot is a beast. I actually wish I could have got that for my personal account. So if they ever do bring out the ultimate Fenrir again, I am definitely going to try and get that thing. Like, I really, 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 really want the ultimate Fenrir. It is a beast. It is a beast. Hey, Panic, how's it going? Panic says, the ultimate Phantom is super strong and the mobility makes it super hard to deal with. Yeah, if somebody knows how to drive a Phantom really well, that's a great robot, man. That is a great robot. Phantom's amazing, especially if you get the Olga pilot that makes that ability last a long time. That's just like, you feel like you're in the ability forever. So you can just kind of go do your thing, run around, do whatever. And then 3 years later, you can finally teleport back. I mean, I know it's not 3 years, but it kind of feels that way sometimes. Kron, what's up, buddy? He says, I think the Angler is balanced. I would agree. The Angler is pretty balanced, to tell you the truth. Let me read through the comments again. But I don't know. I mean, I guess my favorite ultimate bot would probably be the Fenrir if I had to choose, just because the Fenrir has been one of my most used, most favorite robots for as long as I can remember. Edward has the regular Phantom. Yeah, that one's fun too. I play mine all the time. I play mine constantly. I mean, I like it. It's fun. Alright, Kron loves the ultimate Destrier. It's a good robot. I do like the Destrier a lot. It's kind of cool. I was expecting it to be terrible. I'm like, there's no way that little Destrier is going to be good, especially when I found out they were going to give it to everybody for free. I was like, no way this thing's going to be good. Then we got it, we played it, and we were like, wow, this is cool. So yeah, I think they did a pretty good job on that, honestly. Elon says, what's the best tips for expert league players? Alright, so for number one, don't be in a hurry to move up in this game, right? The lower leagues are nice, they're laid back, they're fun, there's not a lot of crazy stuff going on. At least not when I was there. Maybe it's a little different now, but don't really be in a big hurry to level up. I mean, the main thing you want to do is find 5 robots that you enjoy playing and that are actually good. So get yourself 5 robots, load those down with nice weapons, and once you get your hangar set up to where you're like, hey, I like this, I like these robots, I like these weapons, don't change anything. Focus on upgrading that hangar and that hangar only. Don't change the weapons just because you got something new. one of the biggest mistakes a lot of players make is every time they get something new, they stop upgrading the current stuff, they start upgrading the new stuff, and they get something new again. So then they stop and they start on the new things, then they stop and they start on the new things, and you're never going to get anything past like level 9 or level 10 Mark 1 because you're always trying to upgrade every single thing you get. Now, I was stuck for years. It took me years to get a Mark II hanger when I started this game because that's what I did as well. And somebody gave me the piece of advice that they were like, hey, stop upgrading all this stuff, because I had like a million things in my hanger that were partially upgraded. Someone was like, hey, stop upgrading all this stuff. Pick 5 robots, pick your favorite weapons, and upgrade those till they're maxed out, and then don't change a thing until those are maxed. And that was one of the best things I've ever did, actually. Jeff says, what do you think about an ultimate Fafnir? I kind of hope they don't bring that out, honestly. If the ultimate Fafnir was anything like the original, I mean, it was that thing was a monster. The Fafnir was a pure monster. Like it was unstoppable. It was unfair. If you got that ability charged up, the weapon damage was crazy. So I'm a little scared if they come out with a Fafnir, like an ultimate version, it's gonna have like the 3000% weapon damage that would just touch you and kill you. It was wiping out entire teams back in the day. If somebody got good with it and knew how to get it charged up, they could just wipe out an entire team in seconds. It was such an unfair robot. So I don't know. I don't think I want to see that come out, to tell you the truth. All right, Bedware, what's up, buddy? He says, what robot is better? A Mason Hammer Fenrir or a Subduer Jotun Lynx? Thing is, they're very different. I don't think you compare those. One's a fast stealth fighter, the other one's a brawler, right? Now, if you have the Bernadette Wolf on Fenrir, it's a great tank. I mean, it's not what it used to be. It doesn't feel as durable as it did, but it's a nice little tank. To where the Lynx is a kind of like a run around, use cover, sneak out, fire some pop shots off, go into stealth, annoy the heck out of people, and get a bunch of kills robot if you're good with it. So they're very, very different robots with different playing styles. I mean, which one's better? It depends. Do you want a tank or do you want like a mobile assassin killer type of thing, right? I can't really rate those two robots together because they're too different. But me personally, I would rather play the Fenrir because I like tankier robots. But if you like something that's just fast and fun and goes into stealth and runs all over the place and annoys people, you might like the Lynx a little better. I mean, they're both really good, but I personally think the Fenrir is a little bit better if you get the Bernadette Wolf pilot to give the Fenrir all the extra durability and you build it right. But that's just me. Some people would prefer the Lynx better. So I think that one's really going to come down to personal preference. All right, Santosh, how's it going? He says, how would you rate Ochikochi with 2 medium Tesla weapons and 2 light shredder weapons? Not bad. Not bad. I mean, I would rather have something on there besides the shredders, but shredders do really nice damage at really close range. I mean, I would rather run Magnetars personally because the Magnetars do a little more damage than the shredders up close and a lot more damage than the shredders at a distance, but more than likely, you're always going to be playing the Ochikochi up close, so I think 2 shredders and 2 Tesla weapons would actually work really well on the Ochikochi. Those would not be my first choice for light weapons, but if that's all I had and I had to play that, I wouldn't complain about it. I would be very happy playing that, so it's not a bad setup. What's up, Leo Dev? How's it going? Nice to see ya. We got Epic Gamer in the house. What's up? What's up? Honored One, hello. Honored One says, stay in lower leagues as much as possible. Yeah, you know, I've actually got an account that's down there in Silver League. I don't play it very often, but I mainly just kind of build it for making the occasional lower league video. It's everything's slow. The only thing I don't like is all the robots. Everything is really, really slow. I feel like I'm driving a bunch of turtles. But the gameplay is more relaxed. Like, I don't have to worry about the drones and all the crazy pilot skills and motherships and this and that and the other thing. It's a lot more just basic, relaxed gameplay down there in Silver League. In Champion League, it's really crazy. I mean, Champion League is a crazy place to be. It's fun, but you got to be able to level up your hangar high enough to do well in Champion League. And you got to make sure you got some pretty good stuff. Like if you're going in there with like a bunch of junk, right? Let's just say your hangar was like let's just say you had a regular Aljun, maybe a Fenrir, maybe an Invader, something like a Leech, maybe a Raven. Like if you have just like a couple of nice bots and a couple of that are just kind of so, you're gonna have a hard time, You got to make sure you got good robots, good durable robots with good firepower. Now, I mean, if you built like a Skyros, if you got a Fenrir, a Skyros, an Invader, a Revenant, some of those older things you can build in the workshop that are actually durable and do well. If you had like 5 of those, you'd be fine. But if you got like 3 crappy robots and 2 nice robots, you're probably going to struggle down there. So Champion League needs to have at least 5 of the decent old robots with good weapons on them, you know what I mean? And then you really got to start making sure you got the good pilot skills, the good modules, the good drones. The drones are probably the least important out of all of it. I mean, on most robots, I can take my drones off. I can play no problem, right? Most of the time, I don't need drones on my robots. I'm fine without them, but it's nice to have them. But pilot skills are super important and modules are really important. So you got to make sure you're getting good pilots and good modules and decent stuff once you move up to the higher leagues. Now, I mean, I can easily go in there and play a hangar of old school stuff as long as it's the right old school stuff. But if I have the wrong old school stuff, then it's going to be really, 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 really rough. What's up, Dark Matter? How you doing today? Alright, Panic says he tried the Shredder recently and it feels like they've been buffed. I don't know, I mean, I haven't really tested it out, but it was doing good when I played it on the Blitz the other day. I enjoyed that. Alright, Epic Gamer wants to know on the Bagley or Hammers or Redeemers. Alright, so I don't think either one is the right choice because it's nice to have a little more range. I mean, hammers do very little damage at 500 meters. But if I had to pick between the two, I would probably go with the Redeemers because I think the Redeemers are going to hit harder from 350 than the hammers. The hammers are going to do the most damage at like 100 meters, 50 meters, or even closer. So I would rather take the Redeemers. I do enjoy playing the Redeemers on that robot, but I don't like the fact that I do have to get within 350 meters, but it works. Now, I did play the hammers quite a bit, and I liked it as well. I think that was a really good setup, but for me, the Redeemers were the way to go between those two. Honored One says the ability name is supposed to heal you. The ability name. Are you talking about the pilot? He also said, Danny, what do you think about the new Bagler pilot? Probably for the Bagler next update. So we know there's a couple new pilots coming out. I actually don't know what they're going to be doing or what robots they're for. So they are probably going to be, there probably will be a Bagler pilot. That's the rumor, but we don't know for sure. I haven't seen any confirmation that it's actually going to be for the Bagler. So yeah, I know there's some upcoming events. If you go over to the wiki page, not events, but upcoming news or upcoming stuff, I should say. If you go over to the wiki page, it does show that there's 2 new pilots being developed, but last time I looked, it didn't say what they were for or what they were going to do. Maybe I should go look again, but all right. Asia Fanatic said, I just got my Shinla. What module should I have? Alright, so if I were running a Shinla, I would probably try and get one nuclear amplifier for sure. And I would probably look at maybe... The hard choice is, do I run 2 repair amplifiers, 2 immune amps, or 1 of each, right? I think any combination of those goes really well, but I would probably say for starters, 1 immune amp, 1 nuke amp, and 1 repair amp if you can get those 3. If not, like a nuke amp and 2 armors kits or a nuke amp and 2 balance units would be fine, but I think the best bet is just put 1 nuke, 1 immune, 1 repair on everything. And then if you got extras, then you can start playing around with 2 repairs or 2 immunes and see which one you like better. Yeah, Shenlaw is a lot of fun. I mean, it's kind of nice to... You don't really need the speed, so I think repair amps are really important to heal that little guy up. I mean, a lot of times I'll run 2 of the immunes just because I get more durability and more speed. But on the Shenlong, I don't really feel like you need more speed. It's already fast, plus it teleports all over the place. So I feel like, for me personally, I think 2 repair amps does make it feel very durable, or 2 repair and 1 immune feels fine, but I kind of like the 2 repair amps personally on the Shenlong. And always 1 nuke amp for damage. Leo Dev says something about fake news. Alright, let me read back to the chat. Alright. What's up, Dark Death? He says, can Curry Gauss beat Baglier Gauss? I mean, anything can beat anything if you know how to play it, right? If you outplay the other person, yes. I mean, it depends on who's the better pilot in that situation. So Baglier with Gauss is going to be very, very, very powerful. That's going to be a lot of firepower. But if you use the Curry properly and outmaneuver them and don't get shot and use cover and no one to go out, no one to strike, no one to retreat, then yeah, you can probably beat it. So it just depends on who's the better pilot in that situation, I would say. Dark Matter says, what bot should replace Ocho and Revenant? Ultimate Fujin? Definitely not. That thing's terrible. Ultimate Destrier? That's a really good robot. Ravenous, Skyros, Siren, Dagon, or Lynx? Alright, so Ultimate Destrier, if you've leveled that thing up, I mean, that's a really good little robot. Dagon is nuts on the firepower, so Ocho and Revenant are both really excellent robots, but if I had to pick 2 out of your list, I would say the Destrier and the Dagon would probably be my choices. I mean, Skyros is cool if you're just looking to roll around and get beacons. I mean, Ravena is one of those deals where it's really good if you're good with it, but some people just play the heck out of the Ravena. If somebody's really mastered the Ravena, they can do great. I'm not the best Ravena player in the world, but some people are just so good with it, it's crazy. But that really is a skill bot. You got to be good with that thing. You got to master that robot to do well with it. It's definitely a very high skilled robot, but Michael says, can you make a 1 versus 1 against other streamers? That's not really something that I care for. I mean, I don't really like custom games. I don't like 1 versus 1s. One problem with a lot of 1 versus 1 games is you'll get in there and like people will just hide behind cover, and it's just like it's really boring gameplay most of the time. So plus I'm not like, hey, I gotta show everybody I'm better than this guy or whatever. You know what? I could care less about that. So I'm not a big fan of custom games or 1 versus 1s or anything like that personally. Hey Dexter, how's it going? Nice to see ya. Alright, so Santosh, we don't really know what's going on, but there is a rumor. Actually, this isn't a rumor. This was confirmed that Pixonic was working on a module rework for the robots. We don't know anything about it. They did say it themselves. They were working on a module rework. It might be something that comes in 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, maybe a year from now. We don't know. But they did say they were planning on reworking all the modules. There's always a very small chance they could decide to scrap that and leave it the way it is. But it's a very good possibility that the modules may be reworked at some point in time, but we just don't know when, or if they do it, they're not letting us know what their plans are, what they're going to do to them. So that is a possibility. Oh, a Crisis Gauss beat a Bagular Gauss. Yeah, same thing. I mean, you got a big advantage being in stealth on the Crisis, so I think that could go either way. Again, if you're a good Crisis player, you might be able to beat a Bagular, or if you're a really good Bagular player, you might be able to beat the Crisis. I mean, those are both really good, crazy, hard-hitting setups, so... Truth is, whoever shot the other one first, that's who's going to die. Whoever lands the shots first is going to be the winner in that situation, I would say. Alright, so Asia says Jotun and Morana. I think I said that wrong. To my Angler. That's a good setup, actually. Those are really good weapons. I like those new ice launchers. They're really, really, really good. They got a weird feel to them, but they're very good damage weapons. They're fun to play. They're just weird, but once you get used to them, I mean, I like them a lot. I don't play them that much for some reason, but I do like them a lot. Alright, Zayad says, hey Danny, have you used Enhanced Aegis System? Enhanced Aegis System. You know what? It's so rare that I even look at my mothership turrets. Let me look and see what I got. Let me read the stats on that to make sure that's the one I'm thinking about. So, 1 second. Let me go to the store. Where's the Enhanced Aegis System? That's not on that one. It must be under protection. I actually don't see that. That must be one of... Is that a brand new module? Or a brand new turret? Because I don't see it in the store. And I'm not actually really remembering what that one is. Or is that something that's on the test server? I know there was a couple more turrets that were coming out, but I haven't really tried any of the new ones recently, so I don't really know much about the new ones or the ones that are on the test server. What's up, Sloppy? How you doing? Nice to see ya. Thomas, what's going on, buddy? How's your day going? I'm doing good, thank you for asking. Alright, Mark II or Mark III modules. So modules don't have marks. Like your modules are just level 1 through level 6, right? I think you might be asking about something different, Asia, but modules are either level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, and level 6. So I'm not really sure what you're referring to there by like modules at Mark II or Mark III. It's only robots and weapons that have Mark II and Mark III. But Zad, no, I haven't. I don't think I've used that Enhanced Aegis System. I'm not 100% sure what that is exactly. I'm thinking that's a mothership turret, but I'm not 100% sure. Alright, so Ash says, if there is a possibility of a module rework, should I refrain from buying modules? Well, man, that's a hard one to answer. Like, deep down, I want to say yes, it might be a good idea to refrain from buying modules, but then again, they could cancel the module rework. It might not be a year from now, it might be a year and a half from now, so I wish I really had more information on what that was going to be or when they were going to do it. But that's a very hard thing to answer for not knowing. I mean, the best I can do is make a speculated guess of what's going on with that. So my thinking is they're probably going to make the rework. But the question is when and what's it going to be like? So one thing is, if you buy the modules and the rework doesn't benefit the players, then that might be a bad thing for you. But let's just say they rework it in a way that the modules are even better now or something. It's so hard to know what they're going to do or what to say about that one, because I don't know anything about the rework or what it's going to be. All I can really do is take some guesses. I mean, most of us are probably a little bit nervous about what's going to happen. I mean, most players didn't really love the way the drone rework went, so we don't know if it's going to be something kind of like the drone rework. We don't know if it's going to be something that benefits us. We don't know if we're going to love it, we're going to hate it. I don't know on that one, honestly. I guess you just kind of have to use your best judgment on that. Alright, so Ash says, what is the best setup on the Revenant? Right now, I would say some of the best weapons on the Revenant, if you've got them, ultimate shotguns. If you have an ultimate, what's that darn shotgun's name? The heavy one? The ultimate, it's not a Corona, it's a Glory. If you happen to have an ultimate Glory, my god, that thing hits so hard it's crazy. Or at least last time I played it did. But when it comes to regular weapons, I think the Tesla weapons are really good. Like, I love the Tesla weapons. The blast shotguns are super good on there. A subduer, if you put a subduer and 2 shotguns, I mean, there's a lot of really good setups. But for the Revenant, you're going to teleport to people. So what you want to have is weapons with good sustained damage that do really good damage up close. So you're really going to want to put quick reload time brawling weapons that hit really hard on there. But I think one of the best setups would be like maybe a subduer and 2 cudgels right now, or a subduer and 2 of the little Tesla weapons. That would probably be my top choices if you don't have the ultimate shotguns. Oh, Kron, you're talking about the different tiers of modules. Yeah, I mean, modules do have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4. So tier 4 modules are basically the best ones, right? The tier 1 modules are the very basic starter modules that aren't really that great. The tier 2 stuff is just kind of eh. Tier 3, meh. Tier 4, usually good. Not always, but usually good. But I mean, honestly, I don't really pay attention to the tier of the module. I pay attention to what the modules actually do, because, for example, you can get a whiteout, which is a great... Wait, that's a drone. I'm sorry. But you can get some... you can get a lower tier module for... I don't know why I said whiteout. Hold on a second. Let me look at what tier some of these modules are, because there's a couple lower tier ones that I still like. But most of the lower tier modules are pretty lousy. So, for example, a Fortifier is a tier 3 module. I really like the Fortifier still, if you're putting them on the right type of robot. Everything else that I use is actually tier 4. There's not a lot of good tier 3 modules. Now, the Battleborns, if you put the Battleborns on a beacon runner and you really know what you're getting into, those are pretty good. So I do like the Battleborns. Occasionally, I do like the Fortifiers. Both of those have to be used on the right robot and for the right circumstances. But besides that, those are the only really tier 3 modules that are worth getting. I mean, the tier 1 modules, I guess we don't have any tier 1, do we? We got blue. So blue's tier 2. We got tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 modules. So the The lower tier modules are basically junk. You know, you got your armor kit and your nuclear reactor. All your robots come with those. Like, you get those on your robots. Now, when I was a new player, I leveled those up, and that was a good choice because they gave me a little bit of movable armor and damage that, you know, worked, helping me out a lot until I actually got better modules. But I think I leveled up 3 armor kits for each one of my robots. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 armor kits. I'm not really sure how much silver that was, but it got me up in the Champion League. Then once I got in the Champion League, then I started working on buying good modules and upgrading my modules. But yeah, from the time I started till the time I got to Champion, I was just playing the basic lower level modules, just the basic armor kits, and they worked good. Santosh says the whiteout module, that's the best module ever, I'm telling you. Brandon says, have you heard of Skyrim? Yes, I don't really know much about it, but I have heard about it. I've probably seen some gameplay. I know I've seen it before, but I can't really remember what it is. I think it's a first-person shooter, right? I've definitely heard of it. Leo Dev says, oh my god, let's hear Houdini? What about Houdini? Sloppy saying something about Eminem Music Day. Don't know what you're talking about there, my friend. I guess he's over there singing about Slim Shady, man. He's like, won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. I'm Slim Shady, yeah, I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. I'm probably not the best rapper, but hey, I can try. Sloppy seems to like the Slim Shady today, though. Eternal Life, how's it going? Alright, so Eternal Life said his ice rockets, the Jotuns, miss half of the time against the ticks in extermination. I don't know. Are they moving really fastly? Maybe they're just moving. I mean, the Jotuns kind of go up in the air and they kind of lob over things. Maybe they're moving out of the way before they get there. I'm not really sure. I don't think I've tried those weapons in there for a while, but I don't know for sure on that one. I'm sorry. I don't have a good answer on that. Is anybody else having that problem? But my guess is you're just going up against the fast ones that are just moving really quickly and getting out of the way. Like, not all weapons fire quickly. Some of them just kind of have slow fire rates. So that's my guess. Epic Gamer says, even though it's not suited for the bag layer, what is the top 3 best brawling weapons for, in your opinion? Top 3 best brawling weapons. Alright, so if you're really going for brawling weapons, the hammers are awesome. I really did like the hammers. I really did like the Redeemers. I thought the Redeemers were awesome. I mean, Subduers. Subduers are crazy good. I mean, I don't know. Do you consider the Subduers to be a brawling weapon? Thing is, they're basically great for brawling or longer range. So let's just pretend we exclude the Subduers. I mean, I guess the Athos would be the next best weapon, right? Athos would be really good on there if you could get them. But I personally consider the Subduers brawling weapons. I don't know if you guys do or not, but they're really like a jack of all trades, man. They're huge damage. They rust you. They're great from 600 meters. They're great from 500 meters. I mean, those weapons got like the whole package going there, so. Leo Dev feels like he's getting ignored. If you asked a question and I missed it, I'm sorry. Feel free to ask again. What's up, Sandy? How's it going? All right. Last match was awful. I met with some trash teammates that did great at first, but betrayed us. My teammates are a bunch of delinquents, and they're useless. Well, that's one problem with this game is you never know who's going to be on your team, right? You're often going to get some really terrible teammates. Sometimes you get some really awesome teammates, but a lot of the times you get bad teammates. That's why I think matchmaking should really find some way to rank people. It shouldn't be a rank that you can see. It should be like a silent rank that the game itself can see, just to be like, hey, this is a really crappy player. Let's put him with other really crappy players. Oh, this is a good player, or this is an excellent player, you know. Let's match them with other good players. That would be nice if they could come up with some sort of player ranking that nobody could actually see. That way nobody got their feelings hurt. But that way the crappy players could play against crappy players, good players could play against good players. That would even out the matchmaking a lot. But yeah, you just can't really expect too much when you're playing with random teammates, right? Do tier 3 modules mean anything? I mean, the tier 3 modules are the best modules, right? I mean, tier 1's junk, tier 2's kind of junk, tier 3's kind of junk, tier 4's not junk. Sort of. I mean, bottom line is the modules, if they're tier 3 modules, they're definitely going to be the best modules. But that's only if you like that module. I mean, like I said, the tier 3 modules are pretty good. The tier 4 modules are the better ones, but... Asia says, imagine being in Champion League if you're still using the tier 2 modules. Yeah, that would be kind of put you at a disadvantage, but I mean, sometimes you got to use what you got. Modules are very important these days, though. Sandy. X-Wing, you're Sandy, right? From my Discord, correct? I just want to make sure I'm not making a mistake. Says, by the way, I saw some kid using tier 1 modules and masters too. I mean, sometimes you got to use what you got. I used the base modules until I got the champion. Nowadays, it might be a little bit different, but you could play the crappy modules in the lower leagues all the way up into the higher leagues, and then once you hit champion, then it was time to start getting new modules. Now I think once you maybe hit like expert or masters, you might want to start looking at getting better modules. Things are a little bit different than they used to be. What's up, X? Are the shatter and splinter weapons still good? Yes. I was just playing those on my Fenrir a couple days ago, and I was actually really happy with the way they were performing. So at a nice close distance, they're still doing really good damage. As long as you're at like 350 meters or closer, they're hit nice and hard. I mean, they're not as good as they used to be. They're not the best weapons in the game, but they're very usable weapons that are performing very well. I think it was on my last live stream, somebody asked me to put those on my Fenrir. I threw them on there and I'm like, yep, these are still doing really good. I mean, they just hit really hard, especially the heavy ones. Brandon says, my phone's crashing. I can't get into my hangar. I would probably restart the phone and see if that fixes anything. Steve says, how much time do we actually have in writing our infos for your giveaway? What do you mean by writing the info? I mean, Steve, all you got to do is copy your player ID from the game and paste it in there, and then let us know what platform you're on, type of deal. I mean, it should take like 30 seconds or maybe like 2 minutes at the most to get all your info in there. I guess I don't really follow what you're saying, but it should be really quick just to be like, here's my player ID, here's my platform, or here's the special code. You know, it should only take a couple of seconds to put all that in there. Santosh says, I'm a good rapper. You think so? Someone once told me that before, and I was like, yeah, whatever. I remember I used to work at an Olive Garden restaurant back in the day. And somebody said something about Eminem, and I don't know, I started singing it, and they were like, man, you're good at that. He was like, if you were actually a rapper, I would come see you. And I was like, psh, whatever. I figured they were probably just being sarcastic and making fun of me, but someone did tell me that once. I don't know if I can rap or not. Probably not. Probably not. Alright, Danny, what hits harder, Decay, Baglior, or Blight Dagon? I don't know. I don't know. That's one of those deals where you would have to almost set a robot up and shoot it with both things and find out. But both have huge amounts of firepower, like huge amounts. I mean, Dagon's got 6 light weapons. I mean, what's stronger, 6 light weapons or 4 heavies? I don't know. I mean, that would be really hard to figure out without actually testing it. So I don't have a good answer on that one. I mean, they're both going to be ridiculous. I would think the 4 heavies are probably going to be more firepower, but that's just my guess. I think the 4 heavies would probably win. Like, let's just say you set up an ultimate Fenrir. I'm pretty sure the 4 heavies would kill it before the 6 lights. I could be wrong though. Epic says, where is the giveaway winners from last week's giveaway? Oh, did I forget to post it? Hold on a second. Did I forget to post the wieners? Oh no, I forgot to post the wieners. 1 second. Let me see if I have a screenshot of that really quick. I should still have that. I hope I didn't delete it yet. I thought I posted that. Alright, let me make sure this is actually it. The 7 Dune weapons. 1 second. Where'd the thing go? Those were the 7 Dune winners right there. I forgot to post the thingy dingy, but those were the 7 winners from last week's small giveaway. I don't know if that's any of you guys or not, but those are the winners. Those are the lucky winners. Kron says, where's the thingy? Dude, I don't know. I don't know where the thingy is, but hopefully you guys got enough time to look at that. I'll have to remember to post that on my community thing. Normally my idea is to remember to put this screenshot on the prior week's thing, but sometimes I forget because I'm dumb. The 500 giveaway doesn't end till the end of next month sometime. So August, like the end of August, those giveaways go till the end of August. Now the small giveaway goes for a couple of days. I post a video on Sunday, and then I think on Wednesday I have to pick the winners and put them in. So the small giveaways really only go for a couple of days. Epic Gamer says, oh man, seems like my monthly luck has run out this month. Yeah, dunes aren't really, I don't like the dunes. Some people might love them, but I'm not a big fan. X says, thanks, good to know. May put that on the Ochi Kochi. Yeah, Brandon, I would definitely restart your phone. If that doesn't work, then I don't know what to tell you. Alright, so Dark says Ravenous, Skyros, Lynx, and Ultimate Fujin are the only robots that are leveled. Well, Lynx is fun, Skyros is good, and Raven is only good if you know how to play it right. So, I'm telling you, don't put in the Ultimate Fujin. Like, I mean, if it's leveled, you can try it, but I mean, me personally, I would rather play the Revenant over any of those robots you mentioned. I love the Revenant. I think that's a really good robot, but I would say go with the Skyros and the Lynx if you got to pick from those ones. Leo says, I hope I won an Aramis. I think... Oh, you're talking about from the big giveaway. Gotcha. Yeah, unfortunately, that one goes for a little while. Epic is, yeah, but a free weapon is a free weapon nonetheless. That's true, but not everybody likes it. Kron says, Brandon, clear your cache. Or cache. I guess it's called cache. I always call it cache, but... Clear your cache. It sounds like you're trying to be all fancy when you say it that way. Alright, so Steve said if we haven't posted our info, what would be the closing date to post the infos? Alright, so I mean it depends on the giveaway. If you're talking about the big one, like I said, that doesn't end until like the end of August. So right now it's July 23rd. So you probably got about a good 30 days to get the big ones in, right? I got the 3 different weapons. There's also going to be 2 more giveaways coming up, and none of them until the I don't pick any of the winners until the end of the month, end of next month. So you got at least 30 days to get all your info in there. Dark says the Revenant has been really squishy. I'll have to try mine out again. I'm a big fan of the Revenant, so I'm going to have to put mine in and try it again and see if mine's squishy. Last time I played it, it was tearing people to pieces. Kron says the ultimate Fujin is maxed. Is good to start the battle with, not during the battle, and you gotta spawn your ability. Well, the problem with the Fujin is you gotta stand in the back and spam your ability to get that shield built up to like 10 bazillion hit points, and then some guy uses shield breaker and you're dead. So you spend 15 minutes standing in the back doing nothing just to get shield broken, destroyed by the raptor or something, right? I don't know. I think the Ultimate Fusion is one of the worst things they've ever added to the game, personally. It's the one ultimate robot that, in my opinion, is not even close to being ultimate. I would say that is a very terrible robot, but hey, that's just me. I mean, if you like it, go for it, but I would not play that thing in a beacon game because you're just going to have to sit back there and waste time and not get beacons to get it going just for somebody to shield break you. Alright, Steve wants to know what's better, Siren or Harpy. That's gonna be definitely personal preference, but I can tell you which one I think's better. I would much rather play the Harpy. It's got a little bit less firepower, but it's way more durable. Like, if I need to get a beacon with the Harpy, I used to be able to do it. I haven't tried in a while. I don't think it would do well against like a Raptor or one of those Dagons or something, but I used to be able to use the Harpy to get beacons, or sometimes even brawl up close if I had to. Now the Siren, it was not able to do that. The Siren is crazy squishy, but has a little more firepower, to where the Harpy feels a little more balanced on durability with a little less firepower. But I would rather play the Harpy any day because it's a little more durable, it's a little more fun. I would rather sacrifice the firepower for the durability on that one. But Siren just goes up and it's just like, if somebody shoots it, it goes down really quick. I mean, I actually made a video on the Siren. Some people are complaining about it. Oh, you didn't put a good drone on it. You didn't. Well, you know what? Not everybody has like the right drones. You know what I mean? I put on it what, you know, what was working last time I played it type of deal. And it's not really the greatest. I mean, I would rather play the Siren any day. I mean, the Harpy. I would rather play the Harpy any day just because it's way more durable. Way more durable. It's way more fun. I can do more things with it. I don't feel like I feel like I'm just completely stuck hiding behind cover, going up, staying behind cover when I play the Siren. With the Harpy, I feel like I can actually get out, move around, do this thing, that thing, the other thing. So it's just a much more versatile robot in my opinion. Epic says, you think the bedware was a great design to counter the Eiffel? Nothing really counters the Eiffel. Like right now, I think the Eiffel is still just the king, right? I think the only thing that really maybe counts the Eiffel is the Eiffel is the new Baglior, the Baglior or whatever, however you say that thing. The new crazy sniper Titan. If you're 1,000 meters away, you can beat up an Eiffel, you know, but if you're close to the Eiffel's going to kill you. I still feel like the Eiffel is the best Titan in the game. Hands down, there's really nothing that counters it, I don't think. What's up, Midnight? How are you doing today? Moo1977, hello, hello. Alright, Dark Matter likes the Siren better. He says the Reflector is better and has more firepower. I don't know. I still think Harpy is better myself. I didn't really care for it very much when I played it and made that video. I was just like, eh. Like, they gave us a free one, which is cool. So, I mean, if you got it and you're looking for a robot that's got a lot of firepower, you got to play it very carefully and use cover all the time. But it's very strong on the firepower. Dark Matter says, I have started making YouTube videos. Oh yeah? How's it going so far? Have you hit your bazillion subscribers yet? Michael wants to know, do I think the ultimate stuff is going to get nerfed in the future? So it's less likely for the ultimate stuff to get a nerf, but in my opinion, nothing is safe. There's no guarantee in the world that they're not going to nerf something, right? It's very possible that they could nerf the ultimate stuff. I mean, my thinking is the ultimate stuff is probably always going to be stronger than the regular stuff, but nothing's 100% safe from being changed in the game. I don't think they will nerf the ultimate stuff to where it becomes bad, but there is a chance they could rebalance it at some point. I do think there's already been one or two of the ultimate items that they have rebalanced. I can't remember which ones. I think there was a couple that they actually buffed and made better because they were underperforming when they came out. And there was a couple that were really overperforming, and I think they made those a little weaker. So they did nerf and buff a couple things already. So basically anything can happen, if you know what I'm saying. Alright, Dark says, no, I've only got 12 subs. How long have you been doing the channel? I mean, 12 subs isn't bad if you just started, you know what I mean? But one thing about YouTube is it goes a little slow. If you got a Facebook page or something, go, post your videos on your Facebook. Maybe some of your friends will see it and be like, oh yeah, that's cool. Maybe you'll get a few subs there. There's a couple of Reddit pages like don't just go over to Reddit and post videos, but there's a couple of things that are on Reddit that are specifically for posting your videos. And some of those will get you a couple of views here and there. I'm trying to remember. There's one called like the ultimate plug over there, where you can plug your products or show people your videos on Reddit. Most Reddit subforums will ban you if you go over there and self-promote and post your videos, but there's a few that are also designed so you can go do that. So Steve says they just one-shot me. Ultimate shock trains. Yeah, they're pretty crap to deal with. I hate dealing with the ultimate shock trains. The weird thing is, I don't know, some people seem to make them do more damage than others. I hate those things. Hate those things. They're not my friends. Alright, so Dark Matter has 1, 2, 3, 4 videos so far. So you've got 12 subscribers in 5 days. He now has 13 subscribers. So I can't really watch your videos right now, but your thumbnails are all the same so far. I would say one of the two most important things is to get views on YouTube. And I don't know, maybe I'm not super good at thumbnails, but thumbnails, if somebody's scrolling through YouTube, if the thumbnail catches their attention, they're likely to stop on that thumbnail and check it out. And then the title. If the thumbnail and the title both catch their attention, then they're more likely to click on it. I don't get as many views as some people, so maybe my thumbnails aren't as good. I'm not sure, but thumbnails and title are supposed to be the number one thing to get people to click on your videos. And then once people click on your videos, the content needs to be good to keep them watching and coming back. So Dark, check out canva.com, buddy. I don't know if you have a PC. I'm pretty sure you got a PC, right? Go to canva.com. That's what I use to make my thumbnails. They also have an app for your phone. Canva has a phone app, and I use canva.com to design all my thumbnails. You can also get some free editing software for your phone. It seems like it's a real major pain in the butt to edit a video on a phone. I tried to do a couple of videos where I tried to edit on my phone, and it's just a dang nightmare trying to scroll across to just the perfect spot. Then you get right to it, then you take your finger off, then it rolls backwards or forwards, and you're like, ugh! You're like trying to edit this little piece out or something. My God, it was terrible. It was terrible. It was terrible. I hated it. I hated it so much. But yeah, that's one reason I like doing everything on a PC is it's just so much easier. I don't know, maybe I don't know if you can get a mouse and keyboard hooked up to work with the editing software on your phone. If so, that might make life much easier, but I actually heard they've come out with DaVinci Resolve, which is a crazy good software for editing. I've heard they've come out with the DaVinci Resolve for your phone. Kron says, put a sexy girl on your thumbnail. That might be like considered a clickbait, right? That would be clickbait. Steve said, I actually returned after 3 years just to get the siren and the one that resembles the hawk. The one that resembles the hawk. Seraph, maybe? I'm not sure what resembles a hawk exactly, but... Alright, Dark has a laptop. Yeah, go to canva.com. It's free. The only thing you don't get for free, unfortunately, is the background remover. So, if I put up a picture of... let's just say I screenshot my hanger and I screenshot a photo of my Lancelot, I can throw that on Canva, and then I can hit the background remover and it just cuts out the image and makes the background clear. I don't think you get that on the free version, but I think it's only like $6 a month or something for Canva. And if you have the $6 a month one, you get all these extra bells and whistles and the background remover and stuff like that. But good thumbnails are super, super important. I don't really know if my thumbnails are great, but I think they're pretty good. I've actually asked like a couple people, like Adrian and stuff, like, hey, do you think my thumbnails turn out good? And they're like, oh yeah. The only thing people keep telling me is I put too many words on the thumbnails, but I have a hard time not doing that. It's really hard not to put a bunch of words on there for me. But they say the simpler, the better. Like, you want the thumbnail to let people, you want it to catch somebody's eye, and you want them to, the thumbnail is supposed to let them know what the video is about, but the simpler, the better, basically. Russell Smith, I can remove the drones off of my robots and play the game just fine. I actually did that on a live stream because somebody was asking me how important drones were. I pulled the drones off all my robots, played like 3 games, and said, hey, I barely noticed they were gone. So I don't think drones are that important, bud. Now, pilot skills and modules, that's really, really important. Drones are just kind of an added bonus. I mean, I could play all day long with no drones on my robot, and I can barely tell a difference. So I don't think drones are that important. Modules and pilot skills, super important. Asta Danny, what's up, buddy? He says, best weapons for Ultimate Mender. Don't have the heal one at the moment. Alright, so the best weapons for the Ultimate Mender. I'm trying to think what I would run on there currently. I mean, Mender is not something I would really want to... I would more use that as a support robot. I think I would look for something really long range on there. I would either go with really close range or really long range. I'm trying to think, what would I put on a Mender right now if I were going to play it? Things have changed a lot recently. I would probably run one of the rust weapons, just so people couldn't heal very much. And what else? What else? Man. I don't know. You know what? The more I think about it, I would say go with the blast shotguns like the mace and cudgels. Maybe like one mace, one cudgel, and then one of the light rust machine guns. That would be a pretty good setup on there. I think if you're playing the Ultimate Mender, you're probably going to be brawling with it a little bit, healing with it a little bit. That would probably be a good way to go. Dark says, I'll link my channel on the Discord. There's a link to Dark Matter's channel, guys, if anybody wants to subscribe. Russell says, no, you can't, Danny. Alrighty then. Whatever you say. Midnight says, do you read the comments made from the App Store? What, like, do I go to, like, the App Store for War Robots and leave the comments people read? I have not in a long time. Are most of them good or most of them bad? What are people saying? I don't know. Yeah, Steve, I'm not a big fan of the Seraph, honestly. Like, back in the day, the Seraph was amazing. Now it's just kind of so-so. Kron, just subscribe to Dark Matter. Epic says, Danny, do you have any recommendations on how I could improve gameplay videos as a free-to-play? Alright, so bottom line is, I don't think it's really going to matter too much if you're free to play, pay to play, whatever. What people want is some sort of fun, interesting content or some sort of content that's going to teach them something. So honestly, if you can make some content, you could play a hanger of Cossacks. And if the videos were fun or funny or, entertaining, people would still come back and watch them. If the videos were able to teach people something. I mean, there's some channels out there that mainly focus on just like news and updates and telling you about things. There's other channels that focus around gameplay. I mean, it's just about figuring out what people want to see and making videos that people want to see. It's not really about what you're playing, but generally, if you're doing gameplay videos, though, if you're trying to do well on YouTube, people want you to at least talk. They want to hear it. If you're just doing gameplay and posting gameplay and there's no commentary, you're not talking, you're not saying anything, those type of channels almost never really get anywhere. Junkie says, what is this game mode? This is like Beacon Rush or Domination here from probably about 4 years ago. Steve says, I haven't touched the Seraph. Yeah, it was great back in the day, but right now it dies very easy on the ground. You got to play that thing really carefully. Tidor, how's it going? Wait, you're having a bug with your Shatter and Splinter weapons? What are they doing? Alright. Kaiju says, how do I manage my account? I only have one good bot, and it's a Raptor at level 9. The other is a Leo, Griffin, and Golem. Should I continue to progress? Just play the game the best you can with what you got. I mean, the Raptor is awesome, right? Leo is a very good starter robot. Like, Leo's awesome. Griffin's a lot of fun. The Golem, I really wouldn't do too much with it, right? Now, with like your Leo and your Griffin, I mean, I would say maybe level those up to like level 8, level 9, something like that at the most. I wouldn't put too many resources into them and just play them until you get something better. Then when you get something better, replace them with the better robots. Now, as far as spending your gold, make sure you get all 5 robot slots open. That's very important to have all 5 slots open. But as starting out, I mean, if you're newer to the game, all you're going to have is some junk. I mean, that's great. You've got a Raptor already. That's really good. I mean, that one Raptor, especially if you're in the lower leagues, should probably be, or lower or mid leagues, a Raptor would just annihilate people. I mean, that's going to be super crazy. But, I lost my train of thought there. But basically, I would just say focus on the Raptor, the Leo, and the Griffin. Don't level the Leo and Griffin up too much. I mean, those aren't expensive robots to upgrade, so they're cheap to upgrade anyway. But I would say maybe get them up to like level 9 or level 10. Play those. Once you get something better, replace them. But this is one of those games where if you're not spending money, you're going to have a lot of patience and just kind of use what you got until you can get something better. But right now, like I always say, throw your Punisher and your Punisher tees on everything because you can max those out for cheap. They're way cheaper than anything else in the game. So you can max those out and you can play those up in the Champion League. I mean, the only drawback of the Punisher and Punisher T is they have a 10-second reload time. The reload time sucks, right? The reload time is terrible. 10 seconds is a long time, but the weapons themselves, they do really good damage, especially as you get closer to people. So I would just say throw Punisher and Punisher T's on your Leo and Griffin. Try and get a really nice heavy weapon to put on the Leo. And just run 3 Punishers and a good heavy weapon. But just replace that stuff as you get better. So I would just play and try and have as much fun as you can with what you got until you get the better stuff. Midnight says, I left you one after using your code. Oh, wait. Midnight, I don't know what you're talking about. So people can send me a message on there? On the web shop? I don't know how that works, my man. Interesting. I wonder where I would even find those messages at. So you used my code and you left me a message. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm going to have to ask a few questions and find out how this works because... What's up, Shy? How you doing today? Thank you. Thank you. Shy says, sorry that I'm late. That's alright. Midnight, thanks for using my code, buddy. Yeah, I'm not even sure how I find that. Let me go over to the one website there if I can find it. Let me log into this website and see if it's showing me any messages. Sign in. Lightning War Robots. Log in. I gotta figure this out. Alright. Oh, wow. I guess people can leave messages here. It doesn't look like there's... there's any way for me to reply to them or anything. Huh. Yeah. There are messages. I didn't know it worked like this. Skip. Yeah, there's no... I don't have a way to reply, but yeah, people are leaving messages. Interesting. Alright. Midnight says, when she says rock. He's about to rule, I guess. I don't know if there's more to the message, but that's all it says. I see the one from you. When she says rock. Wow, I didn't know people were leaving messages here. I don't think it really explained a lot of this stuff very well, honestly. Midnight, thanks, buddy. What's up, Smileys? How you doing today? Huh. I wish it would let me put like an auto reply in that just says thank you or something, you know what I mean? I just don't, I guess there's no way to reply to anybody, but... Yeah, I appreciate you guys for using my code. Thank you. Thank you. Dark Matter, what do you mean you've been coding weapons from Warbots in a different game? Like you found a game where you can like make your own stuff? You made a shock train in the vortex? And, huh, interesting. Dark says, I make videos on my iPad and I do coding on the PC. So if you plug your iPad into your PC with a USB cable, there should be some way to transfer files from one to the other, I would think. I mean, I know you can do that on an Android device, so I would assume you can probably do it. Or if you have something like a Google Drive, you could always upload the video to Google Drive or iCloud or whatever, and then get that off of that onto your PC. There's things like that you can do. What game is this, Dark Matter? What game is you talking about? Oh, there's Coburn. What's up, Coburn? How's your day going? Kron says, sometimes it says your code is not valid. Yeah, you know, the web shop thing is still kind of like under, I don't know, kind of like, it's still like a work in progress. So for some items, like the codes won't work, other items they will. Or sometimes they'll add a brand new offer in there and we actually have to log onto the website and accept the new offer before. It doesn't really make sense why we have to. It should just like, it seems like anything that you buy off the web shop would just work. But every time they add a new item into the web shop, we got to log onto the thing and accept the offer. So it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know why it just doesn't work. Why do we have to keep going in there and accepting new offers is beyond me, but hey. So if I don't notice it for a couple of days, sometimes maybe my code won't work for a couple of days on the new offer and stuff like that, but. So, you know, I mean, if my code doesn't work, if you're buying something and my code doesn't work, please try somebody else's. Use Adrian's code or something, you know what I mean? If mine works, by all means, use mine. But if you go to put it in there and it's like, nope, try one of the other YouTubers instead. And then next time, make sure you use mine because mine's the best. Mine's the best. I have the best assist, code assist of them all assist. Or something, but... But I actually have to log on to a specific website that runs this thing to find the messages. So it doesn't look like I'm getting like emails of the messages or anything. Like I have to log into the company that runs its website. It's a weird deal. Ash says, I love when you say terrible. Why is that? Do I say it funny? Or when I say terrible? That's terrible? Is that the thing? So there's a cartoon. I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen the Cleveland Brown show. I think it's like a spin-off of Family Guy, but he would go, that's terrible. That's terrible. Like, I don't know why, but I really liked the Cleveland show. There was like two or three, he was going, that's nasty. That's nasty. So there's a couple things I always say like he did. Kron says, this way they don't have to pay sometimes. Shai says, yeah, AD Gaming's didn't work, then I think they fixed it. Yeah, you know, he might not have just accepted the code yet, or there could have been an error. It's hard to say. I mean, I don't really understand how these websites work, but it's a little bit complicated. There's kind of a lot of stuff going on with it. I'm just kind of looking at the website really quick. Donation settings. I'm trying to see if there's a way to reply to messages. I don't think there is. I really wish I could make an auto reply that at least says thank you. If somebody, you know, somebody makes a message, I wish I could at least auto reply to them in case I don't see it or something. But yeah, I guess we can't reply at all. But no, I do appreciate you guys. Thank you. You know, if $2 rolls in here, $3 here, $4 there, I mean, you know, I get a couple of dollars every couple of days or something rolling in from that's pretty cool. Every once in a while, somebody must make a big, gigantic purchase, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, somebody must have spent a fortune on this one. Like if I get a payout that's like 20 or 30 bucks every once in a while, it's like, whoa, someone bought a lot of stuff. Most of them are like $2 or $3. But yeah, I mean, it's nice. I mean, it all adds up. Epic Gamer says, here's 2 questions regarding the Baglior. What is the best drone for it, and what is the best module for it? Alright, so the best drone, I think, is the Pascal. I would run the Pascal, right? Pascal is pretty good. I feel that it stays alive a lot longer if I run a Pascal. I think the Shy drone was pretty nice. I mean, I made a build video about it a couple weeks ago or a week ago. And honestly, the Pascal was my favorite. It just did really, really, really well. Now, as far as modules, I would say run 1 nuke amp, 1 repair amp, and 1 immune amp. Or if you really want to, if you feel it's still a little too squishy, run the two repair amplifiers. Kron says, that's really cool. Yeah, you know, it's kind of nice. Kron says, I thought that was Charles Barkley. Ooh, I used to have some Charles Barkley shoes when I was a kid. They were awesome. Like, the large portion of the bottom, you know how Nikes used to have those air pockets? Like a huge portion of the bottom was a clear air pocket. You could see through the shoes. So they were really cool. Dark Matter says, coding the weapons in Gary's mod. Gary's mod, huh? So what is that? Is that like a thing to learn coding, or is it an actual game, or what? Never heard of that. But yeah, Baglier, I mean, you really just want to make sure you got lots of damage on that thing. You want to make sure you get a little bit of durability and a lot of damage. It's a monster. It's a monster. Raby says, do you remember the pumps? I never had a set. I always wanted a pair, but never got any. I think my first pair of Nikes that I really wanted some awesome Nikes when I was a kid, and I don't think we could really afford it back then, but the first good set of shoes they ever got me was the Charles Barkleys. Man, I loved those things. I never got the Air Jordans I wanted though. I never got the Jordans, but I did get a set of Barkleys. I always wanted a set of Reebok pumps, but never got those either. Epic Gamer says, what do you think about a game mode where there's like 10 players versus 1 player with a robot that's got like 25 million or 50 million hit points? I don't know. I think I would enjoy it if I were the 1 player that had the really strong robot. That's that would be an interesting game mode. I mean, that might be kind of fun, actually. I don't know. That might be really fun. Edward says, one of my bigger expenses is sneakers. Man, I just buy a $40 set of New Balance shoes and wear them for like 3 years. Then when they wear out, I buy another set. I used to like shoes back in the day, but now I just want something that's comfortable and lasts a long time. Ajith Kumar, what's up, buddy? How's it going? Dark Matter says it's based off of Half-Life 2. Interesting. Best weapons for the Luchador. Alright, so I personally still think the Veyrons and the Voras are probably my favorite ones for the Luchador right now. I mean, you could run the Bendy bullets. The Bendy machine guns are pretty good on there as well, but I guess it really depends on your flamethrowers, your flame style, your playing style. Actually, I take that back. The Veyrons and the Voras are not the best weapons. The flamethrowers are now the best weapons, in my opinion, for the Luchador. If you get the 3 flamethrowers on there, that thing is a beast. That thing is a beast. So yeah, flamethrowers are awesome. Super awesome. But bendy bullets are good, and the Varons and the Voras are really nice as well, so. But I think with the bendy bullets, you want to play that at more of a distance. You don't really want to play it as an up-close brawler. You want to play it more of a mid to, I don't know, mid-range robot, I guess. Asia Fanatic says, subscribe to my channel, guys. Ooh, hiccup. Hold on. I'm having a hiccup. Alright. I think the hiccup is gone. Alright, hiccups are gone. I was worried I was going to get a nasty hiccup spell, but yeah. Okay. All right. Raby says, comfortable, long-lasting shoes are important. I want a good pair of Heelys. Oh my god. All right, so I remember once I moved out of state, and the neighbor kid, I don't know what, the neighbor kid loved me, man. This little neighbor kid, every time he would see me out there, he's like, hey, hey, and he had a set of Heelys. And one day, I curled my toes back, I jammed my feet into his Heelys and tried to ride them, and I just fell right on my back. I was like, oh. I don't know, he was probably like, I bet he was like 12 or 13 or something at the time. I can't remember, but his Heelys were too small for my feet, which is probably a mistake, but somehow I crammed my feet into them and tried to ride them, and it was bad. It was bad. But you know what? I always tried to find like adult Heelys, and I don't know if they made them because I could never find any. I always thought that would have been funny. Brandon, have a great day, buddy. Catch you later. Nah, that kid was cool, man. Me and him were buddies. Like, I don't know, they lived a couple apartments over, and like, I don't know, I made friends, like, it was him and his dad lived over there, so I made friends with them, and I missed that kid. He was cool. Isaac says, what's your opinion on the best weapons for Demeter? Alright, so for Demeter, I think pretty much anything that hits hard from a kind of a closer range. Most of the time, you're going to be teleporting to an enemy, right? You're actually teleporting to a teammate, but a lot of times they're going to be really close to an enemy. So you're going to teleport in, and you might end up like face to face with some sort of bad guy. So I would say something like the blast shotguns are really good. Even a set of Terrans are really good. You want to find pretty much anything that does a lot of damage at close range, because a lot of times you're going to find you just teleport right next to somebody. Now, I'm not so sure about the little electric weapons with a 100 meter range. Those might be a little bit much because you're trying to heal your buddy. When you teleport in, you're trying to heal your buddy, and you might have to go too close to be able to actually zap somebody with those electric weapons. But the new lifesteal weapons would be great on the Demeter. I would say anything with a 350 meter range would be good. You at least want a 350 on it. I mean, Terrans aren't really going to be the best bet, but the Terrans will work. Now, some other choices that are really good. So, blast shotguns are great. Terrans are great. I really like the radiation weapons, like the Blights. Blights and Blights Hazards, those type of weapons do really good. I think the Hazard's the medium one, but those are fun on there. If you were to run maybe one Rust machine gun with two other good weapons would be good, because the Rust machine guns make so people can't heal. But anything that does good damage up close is nice on the Demeter. But one of my favorite things to put on there are the blast machine guns. Now, another setup that a lot of people, you may or may not like this, but another setup that I really like on there are the atomizers. Like, surprisingly, I think atomizers are a really cool weapon for the Demeter. You may or may not like those, but I do enjoy them. Rabies wants to have Heelys that have pumps. Alright, Asia says Vajra or Avoras. For what? I mean, here's my problem with the Vajra type of weapons, right? At a little bit of a distance, they're spreading out everywhere and they're not hitting anything. And at close range, I think that some of the robots have smaller hitboxes. And a lot of the shots seem to go right through certain robots, but they're really good against Titans. So I still like the Avora Varons better myself. The Vahan Maha Vajras are amazing if you can get close enough and land the shots, but I have some weird issues with those sometimes, which makes me not want to play them. Alright, Joel wants to say what's hold on, my eye itches. Let me scratch my eye. One's itching and one's watering, so let me scratch one and wipe away the other one that's watering. Okay. Joel says, what's your advice for a new player like me? Alright, so take your time. I don't know if you're somebody who's spending money or if you're 100% free. You know, it really depends. I don't know if you're... There's a difference between a free player or a cheap player and somebody who's just, I can buy whatever I want, you know what I mean? But one thing is, don't be in a huge rush to move up. Don't spend your gold on anything until you've unlocked all 5 hanger slots. And make sure before you start dumping resources into robots and weapons, make sure that's a robot or a weapon you're still going to be able to play once you move up into the higher leagues. I mean, when you're new, you want to start off with the basic stuff that's cheap to upgrade and just play that until you get something better. But don't dump too many resources into things that you're going to outgrow and replace, because eventually you're going to be like, man, I spent all these resources on this and now it's like no good anymore. So make sure whatever you're upgrading is actually worth upgrading. So like I say, for new players, put Punisher and Punisher T's on everything because they're dirt cheap to upgrade. You can max those out for next to nothing compared to other weapons. And then just run those on basic robots until you get better robots. And then when you start getting really good weapons, start replacing the Punisher and Punisher T with the better weapons. I mean, it's kind of hard to give somebody a whole lot of advice as a new player, but I mean, you could write a book about this because there's so much going on. But at first, you know, you just got to remember, I just got to use what I can get. Now, if you're spending money, I mean, you can build a killer hanger out of those daily deals for like $50 or $100. You could build like a crazy good hanger right away if you wanted. But just make sure whatever you're buying and spending your money on is actually worth it. You don't want to throw your resources away, or if you're spending real money, you don't want to throw that away on stuff that's not good either. Elon's back. Just got a Fenrir. Nice. Put a Redeemer and Terrans on it. Good. That's a nice setup, actually. That is a very good setup. You should like that, I think. Alright, so Joel said I just got a Stellar. Stellar what, my friend? There's different Stellar stuff, so... If it's a Stellar Phantom, yes, that's really good. If it's a Stellar Erebus, no. Or if it's a Stellar Weapon, I don't know. I'm not sure what you got exactly, but... I don't know if I would want to do any off-roading in some Heelys, Rabies. That sounds pretty terrible. That sounds terrifying. Rabies says, I like Atomizer and Punisher. Any opinions on this setup? You like running them both together? I don't know if I've actually tried that before. I don't know. That would be interesting. All right, so Isaac, if you have two Mark III Aethos on your links, I would say just keep running those. I mean, right now those are some of the best weapons in the game. The only reason I would change those out if you don't like the closer range, like if you're like, 350 is too close, I need something that'll kill people from further away. If that's the case, if you happen to have subduers or two of the radiation weapons, that would work really well. But if you're comfortable playing at close range like that, which you probably should be with that robot, the Aethos are top notch. Asia says you can buy the non-meta bots. Yeah, you can actually. I mean, a lot of bots you can buy with, in the store with silver or gold or whatever, but... you got a Stellar Sirius. Okay, so here's my opinion on the Sirius. I like the Sirius. I think it's a nice Titan. Not everybody enjoys playing it though. It's big, it's slow, it's wide, it gets stuck trying to go between buildings, and it's really not a lot of fun to play. But I think if you really know what you're doing with it and you use the little turns you throw off wisely and you got the right weapons for it, I like it personally. Most people don't seem to care for it. That's the thing. I hate saying, yeah, go ahead and level it up because I like it, but I know that a lot of people don't. So, I mean, it's way better than like running something like a Kid. I will tell you that. It's a much better Titan than the Kid. It's probably not as good as something like a Luchador, though. I mean, a lot of people will save up and get a Luchador. Luchadors are really, really good, but I do like the Sirius. So if you're here in the chat, let us know what you think about the Sirius if you've got one. Me, what's up? Maybe that'll help him decide if he wants to put any resources into it, but I sort of recommend that robot, but it's hard to recommend it when I know so many people don't like it. Riley got a bag layer. Nice, buddy. Maybe you want a giveaway or something. Cool. Isaac says, how about the best weapons on the Rook? Alright, so Rook is still either the flamethrowers or the Veyron and Evoras, in my opinion. I like both of those a lot. Midnight says no to something. Edward, I think Midnight means he doesn't like the Sirius. Edward says the Sirius is one big shiny target. I will have to admit that when I was playing the Sirius, I think I had 3 or 4 repair amplifiers on it, making it more durable than your average person would probably have. So that might be why I liked it, because I had so many repair amps on it. Now, if you weren't running a bunch of repair amps, I'm not really sure how that would do. I just put the feels in it when I say terrible. Gotcha. That's terrible. Like that. Midnight makes a lot of silver from the Sirius. Isaac says, I like the Sirius. It's fun. Riley wants to know, what are the best weapons for the Ares? So, in my opinion, you want to make sure you're playing the Ares from a long distance. You want to find 4 weapons that hit hard from at least 500 or 600 meters. I think right now one of my favorite things would be the blight type of weapons. I know the blights are the light. The light weapon is the blights. I always forget what light, heavy, and medium is now that we got like 397 weapons in the game. But the medium energy weapons are really good. I think pulsars, blights and hazards. All right, blights and hazards are good. Those energy weapons are really nice. I still think pulsar and magnetar is really good. What else would be good right now? It wouldn't be a bad idea to put 1 rust machine gun on there just to make so people can't heal. You only need 1 though. You only need 1. What else? Riley, glad you're liking the videos, buddy. You're welcome, and thank you for watching them. I don't know, I'm kind of thinking those are probably my two favorite setups for him right now. The radiation weapons and the pulsars and the magnetars work really good on the Ares. I can't think of anything else that I would really want to run from that distance. The main reason I like the pulsar and the magnetars is you can lock people down so they can't get away from the ability. Like if your ability gets charged up and you lock them down and you hit them, you're going to do a lot of damage to somebody. Like a lot. It's going to be brutal. But those are my two top picks, I would say. I guess you could go with like Volt and Weber. Those sniper weapons, that would probably work too. I don't know if I've ever tried that. That might make a really interesting build though. I mean, that's really long range. I think I would rather, I don't know if I would like that or not, but some people might. Rabies like Pulsar Hussein. Huh, interesting. That might be kind of cool actually. Never thought about trying to add something together like that. Best weapons for Scorpion. Alright, so Scorpion, you're looking for maximum damage. You want to teleport in there, hit as hard as you can as quickly as possible and get out. So one of the few sonic weapons are still something I would run on the Scorpion. There's not a lot of weapons. There's not a lot of robots that I would still run the sonic weapons on. But sonic weapons on Scorpion are really good because you can just get in, be like bam, 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 and leave. Or shotguns, like the blast shotguns are really good for Scorpion, but I think right now the best ones possible are the Tesla weapons. Like the Fengbo family of weapons, those are really, 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 really good on the Scorpion right now. If you can get a Scorpion with Tesla weapons, it's insane. It's completely insane. Dark Matter says the Luchador is my favorite Titan in the game. It is good. It is really, really good. Midnight says seriously about something. Rabies, you're saying something about shooting level 9 robots for unlock 3 modules with level 12 weapons. I don't quite follow on that one. So Joel, yeah, matchmaking is not the greatest on the game. I mean, sometimes the matchmaking's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's really bad, and sometimes they put you together with two teams that are just really well matched and duke it out to the end, but you never know what you're going to get on the matchmaking. You really don't. Not everybody's good at playing these games. Isaac's got a rhyme and a cryo on a Scorpion. Honestly, that might not be too bad. I've never liked those ice rocket weapons, but I think they would be okay on a Scorpion. My only complaint about that is they still take a little while to unload all the ammo, so I think on the Scorpion you want something that deals damage a little bit faster. But that's not a bad choice. Oh yeah, you know what? I don't know about ultimate shock trains and Volt, Rabia. That sounds like a really weird build to me. But if you have the ultimate shotguns like the ultimate Halos and ultimate Coronas to put on the Scorpion, that would be nasty. That would be really, really, really nasty. That's a lot of huge damage up close fast. Alright, well, we've been streaming for about 2 hours now. And I think if you guys... We're probably going to wrap this thing up, so if you got any last minute questions you really need answered, get those in there. Get those on in there if you got those last minute questions. Midnight, don't know, my man. So we were just talking about that earlier. Somebody else was asking about the module rework, and the only thing I can say is they announced that they were working on a module rework. Don't know what it is. We don't know if they've decided to cancel it. We don't know if they're still going through with it. We don't know if it's something that's supposed to happen in 2 months or, 2 years, but at some point, there's a very good chance we could see the modules being reworked. Unfortunately, I have no further information. I mean, maybe I'll see if I can go in there and ask some questions. Maybe somebody will have a little bit of information they could give me. But I'll go into the Pixonic room and see if anybody knows anything about anything. There's a lot of things that I noticed is they kind of keep a lot of things secret. Edward, thank you, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate that. But they do keep a lot of things secret. Like, they don't want people to know certain things. I think a lot of times, they don't really want people to know stuff until it happens or right before it's going to happen. So I'm actually surprised that they announced they were going to do a module rework. But yeah, we don't know. If they do a module rework, that means they could either do something like they did with the drone rework, or they might just change the modules so they do different things, or my hopes is maybe they'll remove power cells and make all the modules free to use. I don't know. But it's hard to know what's going on with that or what it's going to be like. It could be awesome for us, or it could be like, oh, we don't like this, Personally, I think I would almost rather, I either hope they leave it alone or they hope they make it a rework in the way that really benefits the players, but we won't know for sure. Riley says, what's the best Titan for beginners other than the Kid? Isaac says, probably the El Ming. I would say no, the El Ming is too squishy. It dies really easily. So Riley, my advice would be this, right? Just use the Kid, put a few resources into it. Don't level it up too much. Just use it until you're able to get a really good Titan. Right now, the fan favorite is the Luchador. You can save up your platinum, buy a Luchador, and as long as they don't make any changes to the Luchador, it's probably going to be a pretty good Titan for quite a long time. I mean, that's been one of the best Titans of the game for many years. Like, ever since the Luchador came out, I don't know how long ago, it's been really good. And it still is. Joel says, you got a Discord or what? Yeah, if you go to one of my videos, if you drop down the video's description, somewhere in there it'll have a link to the Discord server. I don't know the link offhand. It's just a bunch of letters and numbers and thingy-dingies that I don't know how to type out, but my YouTube videos should have the Discord server link in the description. Isaac says, or Arthur. So here's the deal. Arthur is great in the lower leagues. I really don't suggest buying a Titan like an Arthur, though, because it's only going to be good for a little while. So you're going to save up some resources. You're going to buy the Arthur. You're going to put more resources into it. And then once you move up to the higher leagues, you're probably going to be like, oh man, now I need another Titan. So do you really want to put a bunch of resources into something you're going to outgrow like an Arthur? I mean, I would say just keep saving your platinum until you can actually get a good Titan. That's my best advice. Morgan, you're welcome, buddy. But it does take quite a while to save up to get something like a Luchador. But if you play the game a lot, it probably won't take that long unless you're spending all your platinum on junk. I mean, honestly, I think if I were a new player, what I would do is I would take the Kid. I would just run it stock. I would try not to put any resources into it that I didn't have to. And I would save up to get a Luchador. That's how I would do it. If you can afford to spend a few dollars, you can go into the daily deals, spend $5 or $6 and probably get enough to buy a Luchador. Let me see. Let me go look at the daily deals. How much would it cost to get 10,000 platinum? How much real money? I mean, of course, everybody's got different deals and stuff, but where's the platinum? I want to get a good idea of how much it would actually cost. I haven't really looked at platinum prices. I've never bought platinum before, so I don't know what they're charging for that right now. Is it overpriced or is it cheap like some of the stuff? Like thorium's really cheap. Platinum, I don't know. I don't even see any platinum for sale today. I see lots of microchips. There we go. 3,200 platinum for $15. Ooh, that's a little bit expensive. 15 bucks for 3,200. How much does it cost to buy the Titan? Hold on a second. Change Titan store. Alright, so you can buy a luchador for 2,000. So for like 15 bucks, you get a luchador and a couple of other things, I guess, but so you can buy Heimdall for 2,000. I don't suggest that. Luchador is really good for 2,000 platinum. You can buy a Minos for 1,000. Minos is cool. Minos is a little bit harder to play, but it's actually a great Titan. But honestly, the best one that you can actually buy with resources is going to be the Luchador right now. Isaac said, I have too many extra robots. I would say keep one of everything and sell the duplicates, you know? Isaac, no, you're not going to get Mark III stuff in the offers. You will see Mark II robots in there, right? You might see Mark II robots with Mark II weapons. I mean, sometimes you'll see like $6 for a Mark II robot with Mark II weapons, and it's actually good. If you wait for the right daily deals, you can build a really awesome hangar, or I should say a really decent hangar for cheap. But I don't think you're going to get any Mark III stuff in there, but you will get Mark II stuff in there. Rabies wants the ultimate Gareth. Midnight says when the luchador appears in the supermarket basket, you'll get a great deal. Yeah, that's true, actually. All right, everyone. Well, I think that's going to wrap this up for the day. So I just want to say thank you guys for coming out. I definitely appreciate each and every one of you a lot. Thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for hanging out with me on the live streams. Thanks for using my web shop code to those of you who have. Thanks to everybody who donates or anybody who's a channel member. I really do appreciate the extra support. Thank you to all the moderators. Thank you to everybody. Thanks to my mom. Thanks to my dad. Thanks to the next door neighbor. Thanks to the little baby deers running around my backyard for being cool. And hope you guys have a great day. And see you next time. We'll be back on Thursday and Saturday for some more gameplay live streams. So I appreciate you guys a lot. You guys are amazing. Lightning out. Have an amazing day. And thank you for being here. All right. Catch you guys later. See ya.